As the calendar turns to January each and every year, I find myself sitting back and asking the same question. What's in store for Commander? What does WotC have up their sleeve this year for Magic's most popular format? And 2025 feels like it's going to be more impactful than ever. For those who aren't aware, the Rules Committee, the body of individuals who used to be responsible for the general health of the Commander format, bannings and such, has disbanded after some controversial bannings in 2024 and very terrible actions from members of the Magic the Gathering community reaching out and saying horrible things. And I won't get into that right now, but that's just never okay. Don't do that, obviously. The Rules Committee disbanded, and WotC, Wizards of the Coast themselves, have taken up the mantle of the Commander format. And yeah, this is meaningful because for the longest time, Commander was theoretically a community-controlled format. Now, was the committee in cahoots with WotC? Not necessarily in a bad way. I'm sure there were conversations that were happening, but I digress. That is for a live stream. That tinfoil hat theory rabbit holes for a live stream later on. I do want to talk, however, about what this means for Commander in 2025, as we've already seen some big changes with product announcements and launches, and I want to talk about how this is going to affect the most popular format in Magic, how we're going to have maybe some newfound fun and some surprises that Wizards of the Coast is not telling us about. All right, let's get into it. Now, as always, if you love content like this, or you're just hanging out on the channel, you want to see more of my videos or have my face pop up on your feed, hit that sub button, because for a small channel like mine, it helps more than you can possibly imagine. But 2025, in my opinion, is going to be a wildly impactful year for Commander, and we've seen some evidence of this already in 2024. I believe Wizards of the Coast is putting less emphasis on the format. Now, don't just yell and scream in the comment section. Well, actually, you can if you'd like to, but I do believe we've seen this happening over the last year. Looking at the difference between play booster boxes and set booster boxes, as we transition away from the set box into the play box, we notice something really interesting. There are fewer, if any, per play booster box cards printed directly for the Commander format. It's not something we see nearly as frequently. The pull rates on these aren't as high as they were in the pre-play booster box era. And this, to me, indicates a massive shift in design principles. This says we're no longer designing cards explicitly, hold on one second, explicitly directly for the Commander format, printing them with a Commander symbol on them, saying, hey, these are useless cards everywhere else, you have to play them in Commander. In my opinion, part of the beauty of Commander is getting to play either popular cards that have rotated or been power crept out of other formats that you enjoyed, or being able to experience core cards from a set that weren't just worth the squeeze when it came to playing Limited, Standard, Pioneer, Modern, whatever it was. All these other fun tools and toolboxes and different ways to interact with the game that you had your hands on and had access to, but that was kind of blown away when Wizards of the Coast said, hey, forget all that digging through the set and exploring these cards and finding some tech stuff. We are going to print a set of cards with a Commander sticker on the side of them saying, hey, you have to play Commander. We're going to power creep these cards so hard that if you want to play white, blue, green, black, red, whatever your color pie is, you have to play this new card because it's just so powerful. Putting these cards in a regular set, not printing them directly for Commander, and having them flow through the ecosystem. Remember, all the major releases in 2025 are going to be standard, legal, Universes Beyond, and otherwise. I'm talking about the major six, obviously. There will be some non-standard legal releases, but we're not talking about those right now. I think this is healthy for the card design and the format. It's going to make Commander more fun to build. It's going to give us more chances to explore cards that we played in a limited environment, played at a release, or played in other formats, and play them in Commander. But that's not the only thing I think is going on. I do think that is a massive deal, and nobody is talking about it. The fact that these cards are flowing through this new ecosystem and no longer directly targeted into these formats, I think is huge. It feels more like old Magic, even if nothing else in 2025 with half Universes Beyond set feels like old Magic. Great, now I'm sad again. I also think that there is another thing going on with Commander that Wizards of the Coast, we've reached the Wizards of the Coast credit section, so be ready to be angry in the comment section below. I believe they deserve a bit of credit for. The community was up in arms. People were extremely polarized over the bannings. I was going to say upset, but I know you commenter. I know some of you are like, this is the best bannings ever for Commander. The bannings were a polarizing action, and whether you were for them or against them, you always felt super strongly one way or another. And I expect Wizards of the Coast in 2025 to maybe let that cool off a little bit. Maybe let the community feel like Commander is theirs again by not making any real announcement. I know we have a tier system, a level system, a 4-card or 4 power level pool system where your cards can belong and you can have the Commander discussion, but it wouldn't surprise me if Wizards of the Coast took the year and said, hey, you know the only thing we're doing this year is having fun. We're going to promote Commander shows at our Magic Con. We are going to talk about Commander deck and do Commander tech and do secret layers for special art Commanders and special art Soul Rings. And we're going to have Universes Beyond where you can have Spider-Man decks. More on this in just a second for Commander. And I think that's their way of letting the Commander community cool off, really letting the community take ownership of the format again, even though they own it directly. And I wouldn't be surprised to see no major Commander announcements in 2025. Now, there is one exception to this rule, and if we head on over to the release schedule for 2025, and you've stuck around this long, make sure you consider joining the channel membership. It's $5 a month. It helps pay for everything we do here, so all the costs of the channel don't come directly out of my pocket. You get access to contents early, custom emotes, and discounts on sales when I have them. But with this release schedule, everything we're looking at here, there's a big deal. At the very end of the year, we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and an unannounced Universes Beyond set, just showing us that Wizards of the Coast is not going to announce everything on the schedule. We're not going to lay everything out. And one of the most popular ways Magic the Gathering has been delivered to the community in the last 2 to 3 years is, believe it or not, the direct-to-Commander product. And I brought up that Universes Beyond unannounced set to show not only have they not announced everything in the year, but I can't imagine Wizards of the Coast forgoes the opportunity to have a Warhammer 40k, to have a Doctor Who, and to have a Fallout. If we remember correctly, Fallout was by and far one of the most popular Magic sets of the year, and frankly, something I didn't see coming. In fact, it's so impactful that I think it's worth heading over to cardboardfinance.com and taking a look. This is the application supported completely by the channel members here. All the channel members help me pay for this so it doesn't come out of my pocket. And if we take a look back at Universes Beyond Fallout, we see that this was one of the best-selling sets of the year. It was by far the biggest surprise, the biggest shock that I had to my system when it came to looking at Magic the Gathering products and their sales. And the Commander deck set leading the way, the most popular product bought here being the Commander deck set, is a massive win for the Magic the Gathering community. I cannot imagine this goes unnoticed by Wizards of the Coast, and I do not believe that there will not be a full-fledged Commander product that is just leaning into the hype of Universes Beyond being this big, outward-reaching, amazing play experience that everyone gets hyped about. I can't imagine they're going to let that go. And I know some of you are in the comment section right now. I can see you. I see you typing the comment. It's not always good. What about Doctor Who? Doctor Who didn't do that good. Well, I will inform you, and I will say, hey, hold your horses. For a product that didn't do that good, the Commander deck case of Doctor Who sold in insane numbers and still holds a crazy good value for what it is, indicating that while the community ate up as much of it as they could, they cracked it, they used it to play, it is still a valuable and viable product because not only do people still turn back and buy it, but it's just a good product. There's fun stuff to do, and playing Magic is the best way to experience the game. So I will say that's my big take. I think we're going to get a Universes Beyond Commander set. They've already hinted at we all know there's going to be a Commander set that's not going to just go away. I think it's going to be Universes Beyond. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I think 2025 is going to be an interesting year for Commander. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see what they have cooked up. I'll be at MagicCon Chicago. I built one Commander deck in my life so far. Like after it became EDH when I was a kid, and it was just people at a game store sitting around playing with 100-card piles and out of your binder and Chromat. I built one like targeted direct. I'm going to do this Commander deck, and it was stolen at MagicCon last year. So I'm building a new one. I'm building a new one for MagicCon. Let me know if you're going to be there. I will see you there. I might even bring some like product if you want. We can do like box openings and stuff for channel members and what have you. I don't know. I've got a couple ideas. Let me know if you're going to be at MagicCon in the comment section below. Thanks so much for hanging out. I'm going to link a video over here that I think you're going to like. Maybe I'll link an old school Fallout video in this area. That was just a while ago. All right. Thanks so much for hanging out. Until next time, you guys know me. My name is Josh, and we'll see you around. All right. Goodbye.